Hello friends, for today's tutorial we're going to be painting this Cardinal. We're going to be learning how to mix colors directly onto the paper. Also, how by getting a lot of sub edges we will get the roundness of the subject, and by concentrating our details in one area we will get the look alike that we like. So come along and paint with me. Today's colors are going to be Indian yellow, which is an orangey kind of yellow, transparent orange, and Pyrrol red. It's a red more on the blue side. Then we're going to have burnt umber for our darks, with a little bit of burnt sienna. And for the black, we're going to be using blacks that I mixed myself. And I'm going to put a video, I'm going to link a video where I show you how I do it. Let's start by wetting the bird. The reason for using the wet on wet technique, get the roundness, the 3D of the body without having hard edges. I don't want to have too many of those. All this area here is where all the detail is going to be, and for right now I'm leaving that dry. So wetting it in my Indian yellow, and it's a lot of yellow around here. It's a lot lighter over here, so I'm gonna wet my brush and bring the same paint but more diluted. I'm gonna bring over here, there's a lot of yellow here as well. Top of these birds, they have kind of like a little bit like a crest, so we're putting some of that. I'm gonna switch to the transparent orange. Everything is wet, so they will blend without any hard edges. Let's put some over here as well. And let's just start bringing it a little bit on the edge. Here. And this is gonna be our darker part. And now we're gonna start bringing our red, the Pyrrol red. And the darkest part of the bird, which it is here in the bottom. A little bit of here on the part when they can start mixing with the orange. This is basically bring a little bit of that, a little bit over here. Oops, a lot of it over here. And yeah, that's for right now. This is basically our underpainting. So notice that we're starting to get a little bit of hard edges there. So now I go with only water and I blend these so that they all water, and blend. And now we're gonna let this dry before we come back to do our second layer. Colors on the beak, very light yellow, transparent orange as well. So our Cardinal is dry, and now we're gonna go ahead and start bringing the blacks. The reason for it is the darker color, and although I know in watercolor sometimes we are told to wait till the very end to do this, I like to put it right now, because if I keep painting the body, by the time I bring my blacks, all the other colors could look a lot lighter. So by me bringing this right now, it will mean that when I put the other ones, I know exactly that they're going to be good, and I don't have to go twice and not risking the overwork in my painting. And now we're gonna bring the detail of the eye. So we got a highlight that I am not gonna paint. I continue to use the same black as I did for the area around the beak. It's a total circle, so let's just close it. And we leave that highlight the details of the beak for the end, and now we can go ahead and start darken all of the bird. I'm gonna go ahead and start making the colors a little bit darker. This is transparent orange, and for right now the paper is dry. I dry it with the hair dryer. So I bring in here, which this is what we call dry paper and wet paint, so wet on dry. I'm going to soften this with only water now in my brush, and this gives me more control over where I want the color to go. To red, the Pyrrol Red, and yeah, you see, because I was wetting that, the water here gave me a soft edge, which is fine because I want that. I'm gonna get very close to the eye now, following the direction. With the same thin brush, I bring in some over here to mark this crazy crest of our friend. All right, and we're sort of getting a little bit of a hard edge here. Let's go back with water. And again, orange, trying to get a little bit of the direction, the eye. And now I just go with water, 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 and giving me the soft edge that I need. With my thin brush, I bring it a little bit closer because it's not that light around the eye actually. So there, and now we switch to red. A little bit, little bit, little bit. Okay. Water, water, water. Now we bring a little bit of the burnt sienna to this edge because this is darker. And we're doing these switchings on color so that we can start getting more of the 3D. Go to brown, so let's just go back to bring some red. And we go that direction and we start turning a little bit. A little bit of a hard edge here is good for giving us direction, so I'm gonna leave that. Sure that this one's black. This part and this part, it is like too bright. How are we gonna fix that? Well, by getting a little bit of my orange with the red, very, very little, and then I'm gonna dilute all that over here. So I want to have still a highlighter here, but it cannot be so sharp. And now we go with the orange, and then notice I'm going into these directions. I'm gonna exaggerate this so that you can see basically by doing this like that, I'm gonna get the roundness. Obviously I don't want it like that, so I go with water, 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 and dilute, dilute, dilute. Orange, transparent orange. For more higher to less. Circle, like if this one's coming this way, now this will be coming on this other way. This other direction. And again, I dilute, take out those hard edges. And now this is a good highlight, but I'm gonna get my Indian yellow instead of just going with water. And you see how my hard edges had disappeared, but I continue to have the roundness that we've been working. So this is the same red, just with less dilution. This is our burnt sienna. We're gonna start bringing this on the tail. I'm mixing the burnt sienna with a little bit of the red to start putting it here on our tail. This tail is behind, so it's gonna get darker. This is kind of like an underpainting again, if you will. I'm gonna soften this. bringing it up on a curve, and over here I'm switching it to the other direction. And now we need to dry burn umber, and one brush with color and the other one with water. We're gonna put the darker darks, which are here at the belly. So that's my color, and this is just water. Water, water. Marking a little bit of my circle. So there are bird turns, but light. So this is not so harsh and nothing comes here. We put a little bit. These are little details. These little details is what makes our birds and our subjects look more realistic. Dark here as well. So I'm bringing it here. And the part where it turns, notice I put it very thin because I'm just planning to go with my water, but I'm not gonna go straight. I'm gonna go on this direction, and that's how I'm gonna make it turn. See? And giving us more of the roundness. Mixing some burnt umber with a little bit of the red. We're gonna put the impression of the tail. It's gonna be darker, and I'm just gonna leave a little bit of the undercolor meaning this color that I already have, on the edges. So I'm not gonna go all the way to my pencil marks, because by leaving that, that's what is gonna give me the separation and making it look like they're feathers. Okay, so the little mark. And then again, a little bit over here. So now I got the impression of being a tail. But this part here is pretty dark, so now I'm going a little bit with my black. A little bit here too of the black. Darken this. It cannot stop at there, so we bring a few. Burnt sienna is fairly thick, and look, I wanna get roundness, so I go like that. Bring my water and a little blue, maybe here at the bottom as well, and again go with water and a circular motion. We want impressions. We are not painting the whole, because we want the attention to be on the cardinal, not so much on the branch. Just less and less as I go out, because we don't want to bring our eye over here. The eye should be on our cardinal. And we're gonna put it darker over here. My paint right now doesn't have a whole lot of water. It's fairly thick. I'll put it there and here. Here it is important that we get our highlight. So I'll go in with water and the red over here. Because this highlight we wanna save. And over here actually is not an opening, so I'm going with my burnt umber and I'm gonna close it. I put a little bit of my burnt umber, water, water, water. We put black over here. Again, over here. We blend it with water. We don't want this to compete with that. But what we can do is like maybe put a little bit here, get the impressions. And here it is, our cute cardinal. Our painting is now done. I hope that by doing this exercise with me, you got a better understanding of how to mix the colors and the paper and how to do the soft edges and why. As always, I thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe. And if you would like a piece for your home, you will find prints on my website. Click here for the next video.